So good morning, President Trump. Great to talk with you again. Let's get right to it. We know the economy and jobs will be big issues in this election, but I want to get your response to something President Biden said in Wisconsin last week. He was in Racine County promoting a $3.3 billion investment by Microsoft at that same location where you promoted a $10 billion investment by Foxconn in 2018. President Biden said, quote, "They dug a hole with those golden shovels and then they fell into it." He added, quote, "We make promises and we keep promises." As you know, Foxconn did not deliver on its original promise. So does that reflect on your record and how that would impact voters when they compare these two high-profile projects?
Well, Foxconn spent a lot of money. The government didn't put up very much at all, and we have other people, including them, continuing to look. And, you know, what I brought in with the ships and all of the other economic development projects that I brought in, it's incredible. You got one of the biggest shipping contracts or ship contracts, and that was the building, and you people are doing a fantastic job on it. But we brought a lot of economic development, plus we did the USMCA, Mexico-Canada, and got rid of the worst trade deal ever and just made the best trade deal ever. So Wisconsin is really in love with what we've done, and that's why we're leading in the polls with Wisconsin.
President Trump, let me ask you about the Republican Party chair in Wisconsin has embraced early voting for 2024. Even RNC co-chair Laura Trump has said you have to play the hand you're dealt with, and that means as soon as you can vote, go vote. Will you personally encourage and endorse early voting in 2024?
Well, I do. I just encourage voting, period. But certainly early voting is something that is happening. I want to get back to paper ballots, same-day voting, and voter ID. That's what we really should have, because the elections are not secure, and Wisconsin was a good case of that. So I want to get back to the same-day ballot. One day you vote. Everybody votes in one day. All the ballots are together. Paper, you know, paper is very sophisticated. They do watermark paper, and it's very hard to cheat.
Yeah, and Wisconsin does have voter ID. The Republican National Convention in Milwaukee is 2 months away. You dominated the primaries and wrapped up the nomination quickly. But as you know, in states like Wisconsin, significant number of voters back Nikki Haley, 76,000 in Wisconsin, which can be a big difference, as you know, in a battleground state that can be decided by fewer than 25,000 votes. So my question to you is, what's your message to those Haley supporters, especially women voters? Will you try to bring them home by Election Day?
Well, she got very few voters relatively. I mean, I got almost, I guess, close to 90%. She got very few voters, and those voters are all coming to me. And you may have a lot of Democrats in there because they have a very tricky little system, but those voters are coming to me. We just did a poll where we're leading Biden by a lot in Wisconsin. When I say a lot, we're leading him by 2 or 3 points. We have one where we're leading him by 5 points, and I guess that's considered quite a bit. But we want to win the state. We've been really good to the state. It's a great state, and we want to bring it back home. We want to bring back jobs and bring back industry to Wisconsin.
There are now 2 debates between you and President Biden. But if RFK Jr. qualifies to be on that stage, will you still participate?
Well, I have no problem with him. I think he's really not doing well in the polls at all. His numbers have gone down a lot lately, but I would have no problem if he got whatever the threshold is. But he's very low, and he seems to be heading in the other direction, in the wrong direction. I would have no problem with it, though. If he qualified, I would have no problem.
One final question for you. What are the chances you will announce your vice president pick while in Milwaukee at the convention?
That's probably a pretty good chance, I would say. I don't say anything's 100%, but you're getting pretty close. I'll be doing it in Milwaukee. We're going to have a great time. It's a beautiful arena. It's a beautiful space. And we're spending a lot of money, and we're bringing it to the state. And I hope the people, when they vote, are going to remember that, because we're bringing a lot of jobs and a lot of economic development. We're bringing our convention, and we had plenty of options. We're bringing the convention to Milwaukee. It really is an important state for us. Wisconsin has to be won by us. We want to win it. If we win Wisconsin, I think we win the whole thing. And we create a border, a real border, because right now we have an open border with millions of people coming in illegally into our country. And they come from jails, and they come from mental institutions, and they're terrorists, many, many, many. And it's got to stop. They're destroying our country in so many ways. And inflation, too. We'll bring inflation way down. We're going to get energy costs in half. We'll be cutting your energy costs in half, maybe even less than that. Inflation's going to come tumbling down.
President Trump, we appreciate your time. We look forward to seeing you soon in Milwaukee.
Thank you very much. Thank you.